Sanda, she came from money. Her mother, Maimuna Aliyu, she was once an executive at ASO Savings and Loans. Her father was also well connected. She studied zoology through distance learning at the University of Abuja, and she grew up quite comfortable. Then she married into another powerful family, the Bellos. Her husband, Biliaminu Bello, he was the nephew and legal ward of Haliru Bello, a former PDP national chairman and minister of defense. He was calm, he was soft-spoken, successful. They had one child together, and she was pregnant with their second child when everything fell apart. From the outside, they looked like an Abuja power couple, rich, young, happy. But people close to them said that marriage was full of fights, jealousy, drama. Miriam accused him of cheating severally. Family members often had to step in to separate them. But by November of 2017, that tension exploded. That night at their Maitama home, Miriam reportedly checked his phone, and she saw a nude photo of another woman. She was so furious. Witnesses later said that she demanded a divorce and she threatened to cut off his manhood. A fight broke out. She beat him with her teeth. She grabbed a shisha bottle. The shouting turned violent. Friends tried to separate them. At some point, Biliaminu, he left the house briefly. He went with a friend to go and treat the bite wound at a pharmacy. Then he came back home. But the fight was not over. At some point after midnight, things turned deadly. By around 2 a.m., he was lying down on the floor, stabbed in the chest, in the thigh. He had visible bite marks all over his body. Miriam panicked. First of all, she called her mom, Maimuna Aliyu. And according to police investigators, her mother rushed over and she tried to help her daughter. She started by wiping blood. She was moving things around. She even took away the shisha bottle that Miriam had used during the struggle. Police said it looked like there was an attempt to clean the scene and make it fit with Miriam's later story that he fell on a broken pipe. But in court, the allegations about her mom were never proven beyond a reasonable doubt, so her mom was acquitted. After that, Miriam drove Biliaminu herself to Nisa Premier Hospital in Abuja. Medical staff told police that she said, "I stabbed him." But by the time they arrived, he was already dead. He had lost too much blood from the stab wounds. When police questioned her later, her story changed. She said that he fell on a broken shisha bottle, not that she had stabbed him. But investigators, they found that the bottle that she said he fell on, it was still intact. That single detail would destroy her entire defense. Miriam was arrested that same day on the 19th of November 2017, and she was charged with culpable homicide, and it is punishable by death under section 221 of Nigeria's Penal Code. Her mother, her brother, and her maid, they were also charged for tampering with evidence. She was refused bail several times. Then in March of 2018, the court granted bail on medical grounds. She was pregnant, she was ill, and by the time the trial started, she had already given birth to her second child. The case was heard at the FCT High Court before Justice Yusuf Halilu. It dragged on for like 2 years, adjournments, missing witnesses, changing lawyers. Prosecutors said that it was jealousy and rage, but her defense lawyer said no, it was an accident, a fight that went too far. There was no autopsy, no murder weapon was presented in court, there was only circumstantial evidence. But under Nigerian law, the doctrine of last sin can still convict if the person last seen with the victim can give a believable explanation. And the judge ruled that Miriam's shisha accident story, it didn't hold water, it couldn't have been true. So on the 27th of January 2020, Justice Halilu, he found her guilty of culpable homicide. He said she should reap what she has sown, blood for blood. He sentenced her to death by hanging. Her mother, her brother, and maid, they were discharged and acquitted. There was not enough evidence against them. In court, Miriam broke down crying. She covered her face with her veil. Her family was screaming. Her mom was losing her mind. Her little daughter was also there watching. Her lawyers, they immediately appealed. They filed like 20 grounds at the Court of Appeal, Abuja. But on the 3rd of December 2020, a 3-judge panel held by Justice Stephen Adda, they upheld the death sentence. They said that the evidence of guilt was the clearest proof. Her defense, they didn't give up. They planned to go to the Supreme Court, but the case never got there. Miriam stayed in prison, the Suleja Medium Security Center, for almost 7 years. Reports say she kept to herself. She studied through the National Open University. She joined vocational training, and by all accounts, she was well behaved and deeply religious inside. Then in October of 2025, everything changed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu granted her a presidential pardon, part of a list of 175 convicts. His spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, they said that the decision was made on humanitarian grounds, that she had shown good conduct, she expressed remorse, and that her release was in the best interest of her 2 children, and that she had already spent like 6 years and 8 months behind bars. When the news hit, Nigeria erupted again. To some people, this was mercy. To others, it was privilege. They said, if she wasn't from a wealthy family, would she have been pardoned? Activists like Omoyele Sowore, they called it selective justice. But Tinubu's team insists that it is compassion, not connection.